Hey guys, Tank here. For people that know me, name is François Small. One thing first, I want to just touch base on. I know there's a lot of French people that actually follows me that are in France, even in Canada. Yes, even in Canada. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if ever you guys want to do an RC talk or talk here, I can do it in French. So if you guys want to get together and have a chit chat, I'm more than willing. I have no idea if people are going to jump in into the RC talk or anything, but I just checked my audio and it was working. It's a good thing because I'm using a microphone today. I want to try to stay a little bit on the quiet side. My wife says she hears me when she goes to bed, so not a good thing. So happy wife, happy man. So hi to everybody, and this is RC Talk Live. People usually log on or they go on the chat and we talk about RC. This week, I want to talk about RC, which is going to be upgrading RCs, yes or no, or what to do first on the RCs. So let me go real quick to my favorite little store so I can share my screen. So this is the store I go to because it's close to my house. So basically, the first thing I check here usually is the clearance item or the great deals. But 90% of the time, I just go and start checking exactly what I want. Reason I like this website, everything is there and everything is online, and I can check if things are stock before even going there. So let me go to RC Trucks. So the page is loading right now. So from here, I can go from scale trucks and all that. Just so you know, so you guys know, the link to join in is actually on my Facebook page, which is the Tank RC. Let's go there right now. So this is my Facebook page, the Tank RC. And here you can find a lot of different things that I post daily that I find on other people's websites. So the link to actually join this Google Live Hangout is here. And also, it's also on my the Tank RC on Google Plus. So you'll find the links here. So coming back to this guy, so from here I can actually come here and say, okay, which truck am I looking for? So I can go at Axio, and from here I can choose a truck. Here's one of the new ones, SCX2, and I can actually go to optional items, and then it's going to list all the optional items for this truck that they have. Mind you, there might be a heck of a lot more that they have. And we have Grant that's joined us, which is cool. Oh, Dave says he's going to be there shortly. Sounds good. So from here, you can find a lot of upgrades for it, for the trucks. So weights for the wheels and so on, just like any normal site. But I really like the Great Hobby site because I can see if this item is in stock here in Ottawa. So I see it's not stock here in Ottawa. They do have some online. So I love this site for that. Another site I like is AsiaTees. Lately, I posted a link to my Facebook page and also to my Google Plus page. If you guys want to help me out, there's a link there. Click on that link, and if you buy anything within the next 10 days, I get a little kickbacks for sending you there. So anyways, if you guys want to help me out, go there. That's probably going to be the next truck here. I'm going to be, hey, what's going on? The whole page went away. This truck. I really want to get this truck. I think it looks neat. Looks cool. And it's a perfect scale for my, I got one tank, RC tank, and it's a 12 scale. And it would be perfect for that. And it would be kind of cool having that and playing around back there with my son. Lots of messages. Let's see what Dave has to say. Turn up the volume a little bit. Oh, so he's listening. Let's see if I can turn up the volume of my microphone. I am using a different mic today, so I'll stop presenting. I am using a different mic. So I don't know if it's, there's voice, control. I can boost up my mic a little bit. That's the most I can give you guys. Okay, if ever my mic cuts out, I've had this microphone for about 3 years now. I never changed a battery in it. It is a rechargeable battery. So I'll keep an eye on the blinking light. If it does cut, let me know. I'll switch to my other mic. But I went with this mic tonight to actually give it a try. So we have Grant on the line. Grant, do you want to say something?
Hello?
Hello, Grant.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good?
Sorry, I'm a little new to this, so I'm still trying to figure out how this works.
No problem. I'm trying to adjust my volume here because it seems like I'm feeding back on you for some odd reason.
It might be my connection also.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Dave. It might be the microphone I'm actually using. Let me switch microphone just in case. See if that...
Do I sound loud and clear?
Yeah, you sound good. Thanks.
All right.
There. Do you hear me a little better now, Dave?
I did for that 1 second, then it went back down.
Okay. So how is it now? How is it now?
It's pretty good. It could be me. I got my volume down. I don't want it to kick back on my mic.
Okay. And
I got about half volume.
Cool. Grant, whereabouts are you from? Just for people to know. Grant is muted. Cool. Okay, so Dave from Radio Control Patrol, if you want to introduce yourself for people that actually don't know where you're from or what you do.
My name is David Martin. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm a graphic artist, screen printer, and all-around adventurer, RC fanatic. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, and you have a Facebook page and a Google Plus page, and you have all these pages also, and you also have a blog page, I believe, right?
Yes, I do. RadioControlPatrol.com.
Yeah, and you guys can go there and see a lot of the crazy build he's got, and the sticker bomb, and a whole bunch of different RCs that he's built in the past. And just like you've built a pretty neat and cool dually wheels. That was a good build.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I had a real good video I based it on.
Good instructional video, right?
Yes, indeed. Very good. Start to finish.
Yeah, it was one of mine a while back.
Yeah, that video has got some good watches from my blog. People really enjoy it.
Yeah, I believe I still have one of those because I still got to build that second set of wheels. But basically, you take two rims like this, And this is a very cheap upgrade for anybody to actually do. So this one is not glued, but this is a normal rim that you get from Axial. And basically, you take another one, but you actually drill out. You just take everything out. And then you take a 1.5 inch plumber's pipe, and you can actually do a slot onto it that when you compress it, it fits perfectly into there. And me, I actually put it in the deep end. So there's a shallow and a deep end. You put it in the deep, and you also put it in the deep on this side. And when you glue it, you can give a gap or not. It all depends how big you make this tire also. You can really make them stretch out or put them together, and then you just glue your 2 tires on it. And then just put this onto the truck, and you have the same width, but actually have a dually wheel. That's kind of cool. So coming back to RCs, I'm a big believer myself, and that's what I believe in. It's not, everybody have their own beliefs, and me, that's how I do my things. People might think differently. But me, when I get a new truck, I like trying that new truck and finding out what's wrong with the truck. And 90% of the time, you actually learn what's wrong with the truck and actually work around it, or actually work to live with it. I've ran my SCX10 Jeep Rubicon for almost a year without changing anything. And I've only updated a few things on it. I put weight in the front wheels. I put beefy tubes in the front. I also have overdrive in the front. And that's pretty much it on my SCX10. And I put a dig on the transmission. But that was just for fun. Usually in competition, you can't have those. So that's my belief is not to upgrade until something breaks. But a lot of people, the first thing they get, and that's what I see a lot on Facebook lately, is you see a lot of posts that somebody, oh, I'm going to buy an SCX10 too. What's the first thing I should upgrade on it? The tires, the shocks, well, what should I upgrade? Well, to me, you don't have to upgrade anything until you try it and you actually see what you don't like about it.
What was the first thing you upgraded on your Trail Finder?
On my Trail Finder, nothing. It's still running stock.
With the plastic drive shafts?
Yeah, I still have the plastic drive shaft. I can show you.
Oh, I believe you. I think I went about 4 minutes before one of mine popped when I first built it and left it bone stock. That's impressive.
Yeah, mine still has.
Yeah, I heard they were kind of weak. That's what all the recommendations said. Switch the shafts out.
See, when I bought mine, the kit was almost built, not painted. So I got a very good deal on this. But when I bought it, it came with the plastic dry shaft. So this is still the plastic dry shaft that's on here, but the guy did put a metal one at the back. And I did not put it there, but it came with it. But the plastic one in front, that's the original one that, I don't know if it came with it, but that's the one I got with it. So
yeah, when I did my blue one, the first one that went, I think, was the front one. And I ended up scabbing it together with a housing from a Traxxas drive shaft. But it wouldn't handle any more torque, so that was the first thing I had to upgrade on my Trail Finders, are those.
What kind of motor did you put on there?
I've got, it's been a while since I've touched old blue here, a Kagan T35.
Yeah, 35 turn. That should be not bad. It's got a lot of torque on that.
Snapped it like butter.
Oh wow. The TF2 transmission, especially the kit one, comes with a 2-speed. So it's got a very low gear and a very high gear. The low gear has a lot of torque. So with a 35 turn, it's just slow and it's very good on rocks. In the trail, on the second speed, it's a lot of fun. The ready to run only comes with one speed, and it's pretty much in the middle of it. It's almost like the Trail Finder, not Trail Finder, but the SCX10. It's about the same.
I got one of each. I've got a ready to run that's the single speed, and I got the kit I built that's the dual speed. Never been able to use the dual speed transmission though, just because of the radio I bought.
I did set it up on mine, and I love it. It's fun.
For you dual speed guys, if you hadn't have got a dual speed transmission with your rig, do you see it necessary to upgrade to one on that particular rig, or is it just a feature that's good to have?
I did one comp because there's nobody out here does this stuff. And I did it with my single speed, and it did just fine. The only time I had trouble with it was some of the long, steep inclines where guys had the dual speed. They were able to get a good run at it. But I did pretty good on a good 5-6 hour run with the single speed.
Okay. So it's not necessary.
Nah, I mean, I don't think so. I don't compete enough. But just for farting around, I think the single speed's fine. My problem with the 2-speed wasn't even with the 2-speed in the truck. It was the radio I bought. I got this.
Yeah.
And this is notorious, I guess, I found out later, for the third channel not remembering what it's supposed to do. You have to tell it every time. And there might have been a software update to it, but it will never remember what I tell it to do once I shut it off.
That's crazy. I have that radio. That's exactly the one I'm using. And it works okay so far.
I mean, I like everything about it. I like the way it feels, and it works good. It's just the third channel, it's got zero memory. It just won't hold it. And I've heard to try different channels on it, or just change the settings on the third channel, but I just kind of lost interest in getting the 2-speed to work because I was all right with the single speed.
Really? And that's the DXC, right? Because I have the S here, and I never had any problem with the S.
Yeah, it's the DX4C.
Yeah, I have a C. I have mine set up 0% and 100% for drag brake on the Castle ESC. It seems to work good. I can't really tell if it's not remembering, but it seems to be.
Yeah, I did a lot of searches on the forums, and there was a lot of complaints about a similar issue and different workaround. Not everybody had it.
Okay.
There were plenty of people that said, it was fine, but it was they were waiting for a software patch, and I just never did it. I ended up getting another RC and going on to the next one and playing with that, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Yeah, and just like on my trail finder, I still have the original bumper on it, the plastic bumper, and I still have the rear bumper. Mind you, the rear bumper is missing part of it.
Like you, I did the same. I kept the regular bumpers, but I cut the ends off the front one, and I heated it up and bent it, so I molded it up more like a push bar.
Okay.
I gave it a little bit of heat, and I held it up with a rubber band overnight, and in the morning, it stayed to look like a regular push bar.
That's cool. And I have actually installed a winch on it. And a lot of people say don't install a winch on the plastic bumper. It won't hold. But it holds.
I've seen you use it in your videos. It looked fine.
Yeah, it holds. And until it breaks, I'm not going to change the bumper. There's no reason to spend the money. A lot of people just
the bumpers are so expensive.
Yeah.
I've did it on plastic as well. It kind of bent a little bit, but it never broke. It did the job.
Even the SCX10FC I built, this one here, this is all 3D printed plastic, but it's heavy. I haven't put a winch on here yet, but these 3D printed ones, I would trust a winch on there, no problem, as long as the threads didn't strip sinking it in.
I like that body.
Yeah, this one came out pretty good. It's my baby.
Yeah, I like that. It's a cool style.
It's all 3D printed parts on this.
Light buckets came with it, or those are printed?
The light buckets came with it. Yeah, I almost threw them away. They were a part that was like on the scrap that I cut out.
Okay.
And I almost threw them away. I haven't put a light kit in this yet, although I mounted a light bar up here. But this is pretty much a stock SCX10 from the plastic drive shafts to the sliders and everything. I just goofed around with the bumpers, and I changed the links to shorten the wheelbase.
Looks good, man.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Now,
my favorites.
that was a kit when you bought that one?
It was a roller. I picked it up on eBay, and it didn't have any electronics, and it did come with a body. I had the original SCX-10 body down there for it, the original honcho, complete with the sticker sheet with it when they included medic stickers. So I've got a mint SCX-10 two-body down there. I'm not a fan of that honcho style. But, yeah, it was pretty much just a stock STX-10 roller. I shortened it up and got the FC body on it.
Okay.
I'm a fan of that one. Something different. I don't know how much I missed when you were talking about upgrades, but...
Oh, you didn't miss yet. I was trying to lose time or trying to waste some time until people got in. So
Right.
That's why I was showing the website and things like that. So
Yeah, I had a hard time, actually. It was something with my Google Hangouts wasn't connecting to my Google Plus for some reason. I had to close all the apps and restart them.
okay, and where did you get the link?
Bone stock, 4 or 5 years old. Same electronics it came with. The motor's been rebuilt once or twice. Just from the sand I have here, chewed up the bearings.
All right.
And then Jose Figueroa on our Google Plus team, he mailed me an LCG chassis, and that's the only thing. That and the shocks are the only things that aren't stock on this. I couldn't see upgrading the motor. This thing was plenty fast for me.
Yeah.
Hey, Tank, did you send Kagan a link?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Okay.
He's on now.
Oh,
Thanks,
hey. How you
Hey,
doing
thanks
there?
all. Evening, guys.
Hi, Keegan. Yeah, I was going through the messages, reading the messages that people were while Josh was speaking, trying to read the messages. Ethan's on. Hi, Ethan. He's there.
What's up, Ethan? Ethan Boeing?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, he made that cool little mini FC. I don't know if you guys saw that on his channel.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I did. That was kind of cool.
My new Ford Bronco should be here tomorrow. I went with the TRX Bronco.
Oh, you did?
There's so many Defenders out there. So many Defenders. I wanted something different, and the Bronco did it. So
Yeah, the body looks nice, and especially that they left the windows not painted. That's going to be. I think they're going to do good with that.
Mm-hmm.
The tires are good too, and bumpers.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just like I was talking yesterday to Dave from Radio Control Patrol, a lot of posts I see on Facebook and basically more on Facebook. A lot of people ask questions. Is okay. I'm about to buy a rig. What's the best tires should I put on it? And it's ready to run. I'm still running the Trepadors that came with my SCX-10. Not Grande, but the XCX-10, the red one I got. I'm getting old, man. Oh. Jeep Rubicon, that's it, the Rubicon. And I'm still running the Trepador on it, and I like it. It's for the trails, it's awesome. On some rocks, it's good. But if I go somewhere where it's really sandy, or like my hill climb, it will have some problems. On 3S, I'll climb it, but on 2S, if I take the new Boom Racing tires, I climb that thing on 2S, no problem. So basically, a lot of people, they ask, to me, is kind of weird, is they ask, what's the best tire should I run? Well, where are you going to be running it? What kind of sand do you have? There's very thin sand, there's very grainy, there's sand that almost looks like mud. There's different compounds for different things. So it's really hard to say to people, but there is some tires that are all around tire. But the Trepadors, for me, they've been awesome so far.
I had I still have a set of Pitbull rock roller tires, I believe they're called. and I really love those tires, except they were really big. I just have nothing that they really suit right now. Maybe my TRX4, but I'm pretty happy with how that is stock right now.
Well, it's just like me with my TF2 here. I still have the stock tires on that, and that's their stock.
Yeah, I just recently switched back to my stock tires on the Trail Finder. That's the only thing I got small enough. I think that looks right as kind of a work truck right now.
Yeah, and right now, my bolts are rusting, so they got a nice look to them. So
Nice scale look. Yep.
Yeah, to me, that truck right now is a trail truck. I go a little bit on the rocks with it, but if I go on very rough rocks, and I know I'm going to be going there, then I take my SCX-10-2 because it's got better flex and it's a little bit better on the rocks. The TF2 does a nice job also, but the SCX-10-2 is better on the rocks. And if I go even farther than that on bigger rocks, or I'm really going to go crazy on the rocks, then I take the Wraith, the cheater truck with the big tires. Or I can take a rock crawler. So to me, if you go to a different event, you take the truck for that event that you're going to. You don't take a TT01 to a rock crawling. You take a rock crawler to a rock crawling. That's my theory to it.
It's hard to have a universal truck that does well universally.
Yeah, true. And I've seen a lot of guys in the past years, young guys, trading in their because their scalers became a very good thing. And they were trading their Slash and asking to have a SCX-10. But then a few months later, go, oh, this thing is way too slow. Well, of course, it's not a Slash. It's not meant to bash.
You can't compare them. Oh.
No. But they were taking a Villenium system and then putting it in there. And then they were saying, well, this thing's no good. It keeps on flipping all the time. Well, of course, you don't have the same suspension. You don't have the same wheelbase. It's not a Slash. It's not a basher. It's a trail truck. So it's really weird how the mentality of some people, they think a truck is going to be an all-around truck, but it's not. A trail truck is a trail truck. A crawler is going to be a crawler to crawl on rocks and so on. So that's why a lot of people, I find, like, you can spend money very fast on a truck.
Yes, sir.
I've seen some guys spend up to $6,000 on one Wraith.
Ugh.
Like, everything was aluminum. It was crazy what he had on there. And then he changed a part, and then he changed his mind. He put another part. Well, you still got to buy those parts. So he had four-wheel steering. He had everything. A Vanquish axle on it. He had, like, everything. It was just crazy. But if you really take that money and keep your car stock, how many other kind of trucks can you have for that money?
Mm-hmm. Variety. Yeah.
Like this?
That was kind of
stock.
I think it's a lot of the new guys that do that, Tank. I mean, I made that mistake. I sold my first Slash when I saw the Yeti because I thought it was going to be a better basher.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, but when I got it, I learned fast that after breaking several parts, the Yeti is not a Slash.
I got a Slash and put as many aluminum parts as I could into it.
That was a mistake, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my Slash, with the exception of the aluminum shock caps, still stock plastic.
Right.
That's the ultimate upgrade on those stock shocks, is those aluminum caps.
Right.
Yeah, right. Who would have thought the one thing?
My thing for the upgrades and everything with the TRX4 is I know it's a pretty pricey scaler compared to the rest of the things out on the market, but really, if you were to kind of take all of the upgrades on that and try to throw that on like an SCX-10, even just adding like portal axles from RC four-wheel drive or something like that, you're probably already over the price of what the TRX4 would have cost me,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I absolutely love that truck. I mean, the locking differentials, they make it a whole different game because you can take your obstacles and instead of just rolling over it and making an easy obstacle like everything always seems, you can leave those dips unlocked and make it a challenge for yourself. That's what I really enjoy, like going out and doing.
Indeed.
Kagan, is that the kit that you received that you're working on?
Yeah, this was a Max D. I pulled the regular like plastic insert out and moved the ESC and stuff and put an interior rate seat into it and
Okay.
nitrous and a gas tank and driver and steering wheel and all that good stuff.
So what upgrades, what's the first upgrade you did on that truck when you first got it? How long did it take you before you upgraded it?
First thing I did was aluminum drag link and the new Proline big hit.
How do you like that piece there?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, the Proline servo saver?
Yeah.
You gotta have an aluminum link to work with it because it's got to be up in the second hole up. It won't work all the way on the bottom hole. But
Okay.
works pretty good. I like that. And then the other thing I did was I had an extra set of these anti-rock sway bars off of my bomber build. I put them on the front of this. And I switched the shocks, springs from front to back because as a monster truck they wanted to let it wheel easily, so they had the weaker springs in the back, I believe. So I swapped those. And it works pretty good. I pulled the radio box from the top up here and put it down here on the bottom, and it still lets the suspension still works through it.
Did you upgrade the C-hubs on that, or the C-hubs? Did you upgrade them?
Nope, these are still the same. These are just plastic C-hubs from.
Okay.
But they're different from the Wraiths, I believe, slightly.
So that monster truck, how do you drive it? Do you go off a big ramp and take it up 20 feet in the air?
Oh no, just nice and slow around the house usually.
Why not?
A little bit outside, a little bit on
But
the
why
rocks.
That's what some guys would do. They go up 20 feet up in the air and land it and then break an axle and say, this thing's a piece of shit.
Right. If I had 1 million viewers, I probably would too. Keep them entertained. But no, I'd rather just keep it looking pretty.
What did you make it more into, like a mega truck instead of monster truck with the thinner wheels? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
That's nice.
These are just like some Wraith tires, and then with the widest hubs you can put on them.
Okay.
Then a Proline Jeep body.
Cool.
Does it crawl good?
I think I'll probably lock the diffs out.
Okay.
At least the back diff. Maybe leave the front diff so it'll keep turning well. Turns well with the diffs open, but I don't think it's going to do that well trying to crawl on the rocks.
Okay.
Then I took
open diffs on that?
Yeah, the monster truck comes with the open diffs.
Okay.
I didn't know that the monster truck came with open diffs.
Me either.
And you, Josh, since I've seen you, like, it's been a little while I've known you, your collection has really grown fast, I find. The first one you had was which one? The first truck?
The first, the Slash got me back in. No, let me take that back. Yeah, the Slash kind of got me back into the hobby. I kind of started out with this original Rustler, and a few more years went by. It still didn't catch on. I ended up getting the Slash, but then I found some videos on YouTube that is it Race 730 or 370? 730, right?
Yep.
That's his name. And he started doing a lot with the trail finder. So let's see if I can figure this out. I flip the camera around. Here we go. So I don't know what you guys, but the blue trail finder was the first one I started with the kit.
Yeah, I remember that.
I did that one. Then I actually bought another one, a ready to run one though. Don't ask me why. I just love the body so much. I wanted to have two of them to do two different things with. But they're both pretty much bone stock. A few tweaks here and there for the suspension. Then with Rich from 2RC Productions, we did the stretch box dual build. He did some, I did some. The Blackfoot kit came back out. I had to have that because I had it when I was a kid. I loved it. I picked up that SCX-10 roller with the FC, played with that. Something about this Tamiya Subaru kit last year, I just wanted to build it. I've never driven it. I just wanted to build it.
On what chassis is that on?
The TT02.
TT02, okay.
TT02. I don't know. I thought it looked really good.
Yeah, it does.
On there.
A lot of
it
stickers.
took me longer to put stickers on this than it did to build it.
How many sheets of stickers was there? 2 sheets, I think, eh?
Yeah, it's insane. And they don't do you any favors like giving you lines to cut around.
No.
It's Steady Hand McGee.
Yep.
And see, what else have we added to the rack? My boys got their Unimugs, their CC01 wheelie machines that it was their first builds. I helped them out with the paint.
Cool.
They got a couple of barrages. Of course, now they're into their video games, so they don't want to play RCs anymore. And I've got this AZT kit that I picked up, and I've actually lost interest in the build for the most part. I'm just waiting until something bites me again. I bought one of those nice Jeep Wrangler bodies I was going to put on it, and I found this body at a yard sale for $1, and it was perfect.
Yeah, the wheelbase
I
is
threw
good.
the chassis away. And just tonight, I got this back. This rustler has even got the old mechanical speed speed controller with the tattoo maker.
Nice.
The old heat sink. This is gonna be for my nephew. It'd be a good little basher. It's bone stock.
Yep.
To be able to race around with my boys and his father. Their trucks are up there hanging like bats in the cave. So yeah, I've added a few to the fleet. I don't have any crazy custom builds though. I just started. I thought I was gonna have a custom build right there, but like I said, I lost interest in it for now. I'll wait till the bug bites me again.
You need a motorized camper. They're fun.
Yeah, to watch. I like your rat rod too. That came out beautiful.
Did you ever do anything with the hanging system with the chains and the pieces of
no,
dowel?
I never got that far.
Gotcha.
I never got that far because in here, they were going to be on this wall over here.
Yeah.
I put cabinets there that would open up into the space I wanted to use.
I see.
But so I saved these chunks of foam from equipment at work, and I put them underneath to keep the tires from getting flat spots.
Yep.
And it
kind
of takes up the space nice. But now that I got that Bronco coming, I'm gonna have to clear out maybe a spot on the bottom or down there, or the bench. Like the mini Revo doesn't have a home. He just lives up here on the stand.
So that's your fastest basher, I bet.
What's
I
that?
think we all feel like
That's probably your fastest basher, I bet.
You know what? I cannot keep that thing on the ground. That thing just goes.
Yeah.
That's gonna look
and the jump, it spends more time rolling over just because size, I think.
Yeah, the wheelbase is so short. The wheelbase is so short, and as soon as you run it in a good 2S or a 3S, it just keeps flipping all the time.
Yeah, they're insane.
Put a wheelie bar on it, it helps a little bit. But I find that there's so much power that even if you have that wheelie bar, it will actually just roll on the wheelie bar. It's just nuts.
Yeah. I know. I have more fun building and tinkering than I don't ever get out and drive them just because there's nothing close to me that's like these crawlers are great, but I got nowhere to go really. I have to go out and scout some places this summer, see if I can find something good. Not like Canada. Canada seems to be heaven for crawlers.
We have pretty much a diverse places where we can crawl, like rocks, dirt, trails. We have a little bit of everything, so it's really nice, and it's open country, so it's nice.
Is the stretch box a Dodge van?
Yeah, that's actually. Hold on. Let me move.
Somebody in the comments asked.
Yeah, is it red, white, and blue? I was wondering. It looked like.
Hold on.
Like
one
America.
minute. Let me get it. The stretch box is a lunch box. I can't see the comments, guys. Sorry. But turn it around. My camera froze. There we go. I don't know how well that looks, but it's meant to look like a 70s, rat rod / beach cruiser.
All you need is the half-naked tattooed chick on the side of the truck.
Yeah, right, with LED eyes or something. But you guys know Pascal Rodas. He made me the surfboards for the top and sent them to me from France, which was cool.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's just Rich from 2RC Productions. He's got a whole library on how he made this body for me with cutting, splicing, sanding, painting.
Yeah, because usually where the ladder is, that's where the rear end used to be. Right in the center, that's where the rear end used to be.
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. Because there's an extra set. You can almost see the lines here. There's an extra set of doors right there where it's just supposed to be this one and this one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But with all the, quote, body work, it came out pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit heavy, though, for the shocks I got on it. The front's a little bit, I get a little bit of rub when it bounces down the driveway. I still gotta tweak that. But
can't go
that
wrong
was
with
fun.
sway bars.
He
What's
said
that?
very cool.
You can't go wrong with sway bars. If you ever in doubt.
Oh, I haven't added the sway bars to this yet.
Okay.
There's a few things I still want to get for it. I don't think I've done much like for modifying. I added some aluminum stuff, like the brace. I don't know if you can see it right here.
Okay.
I added that, and I got the. Oops, my phone's about to die, folks. Let me plug it
Is
in.
that the same kind of van as the Mystery Machine?
No, the Mystery Machine I think is a Ford van. But this is more like it's just a 70s Dodge van.
Okay.
But it's heavy. It's that steel he used to stretch the chassis. It's thick. And there's another guy doing one now. I think it's Tamaya Model Builders is his handle. He's doing a step-by-step after seeing the videos for this one. It's neat. It's a lot of work. But it's a neat rig.
Yeah, customization is fun and it is a lot of work, and it does get expensive after a while, but it is very neat and fun.
Time consuming too.
Like most people know, I did build a rat rod a while back. That was my first real custom one, and Dave has it now, so he's revamping it. So hopefully I'll see it soon.
It's been
I'm waiting for that.
I'm not sure what kind of unveiling we're going to do. It's Dave that's going to do it, or it's me that's going to do it, or maybe Dave's going to drive here, or I'm going to drive it. I don't know yet. So we're going to figure it out.
Going to make it something of a surprise.
Put paddle tires on it and drive it across the border. Across the water.
It's going to shoot flames out the back.
Flamethrowers.
I think I'm going to unveil one body and then send it to you and let you unveil the real nice body.
Well, come on now. You just said that you're going to make two bodies. It was supposed to be a secret.
No, you told them. You said the other body was a secret.
You wanted to take credit for the body for a while.
Yeah, coming back to our topic of upgrading, I wouldn't rush too much on upgrading. Run your truck the way they are. When something breaks, then decide what you're going to be upgrading to. There's different shocks you can buy. There's Japan shocks. There's from your retail store. There's Proline shocks. There's a whole bunch. If you really don't want to have trouble with leakage and all that, go with the good quality shocks like Proline. And there's a bunch of other ones out there that are pretty good also. but don't be too much in a rush of upgrading. That's what's expensive in this hobby, is when you start upgrading. When you start upgrading your electronics, electronics to me are the most expensive things in a truck. So you can buy a roller for pretty cheap, but as soon as you start putting a good electronic system on there, you're up $250 easy. Like, it's crazy. So
Absolutely.
Tires and wheels can get expensive depending on what you choose as well.
oh yeah, tires and wheels, that's true, because
Custom foams, you know, you got like $24, $30 worth of custom foams in there as well.
because you buy one set of tires, a good 1.9 is about $25 for a pair.
Yep.
But then you
Yeah,
don't
a
have
pair.
the rims. You don't have the rims. So now you got to buy bead locks, because bead locks are cooler. They're funner.
Or and then you might need SLW hubs. You got to buy those and hardware, and it gets expensive.
Yeah.
And
You know,
wheel
I
weights.
bought the lockout, the worn hubs for my Trail Finder too, and I think they fell off 4 times in that comp that I did. They just kept coming undone. So I
Wow.
had the regular lock, the original lock nuts with me. I ended up just putting those on and leaving them, but I got the scale points for having the locking hubs in the beginning.
Oh yeah, okay. How do you like comping? Is it fun? Is comping fun?
I just did it that one. It wasn't even a. I mean, I don't want to say it was a real comp, because it was. I had a blast. So I went down by myself. I didn't know anybody, and it's just, you start meeting other people. It's the same thing for them, and they all take you right in. And I was one of 4 running a Trail Finder.
Okay.
Everybody else had SCX10s or custom made this, that, and the other thing, and I hung in there pretty good. I mean, that by no means came near winning, but
Okay.
it did pretty good. It hung in there with the SCX10s, and the weight the Trail Finder has, they used me as an anchor point a lot for winching.
Yeah.
Okay.
They would hook me with a strap to an SCX10 that had a winch, because I don't have a winch, and they'd use me as the anchor to tow the next guy up the hill.
Well,
It was fun. You meet so many people. You go places you don't know. You see cool terrain.
Yeah.
I'd do it again if there was one closer, but
Like, you've driven your Trail Finder, which is on leaf spring, and you've driven your SCX10, which is on the bars,
right,
and they ride completely differently in a competition. Do
totally,
you agree? Yeah.
totally agree. I was paying close attention to that, because I was one of the few leafers there, and just watching the ease the guys with the links would roll over certain things, whereas the stiffness to the leafs were kind of a disadvantage. But after it broke in, and it's much better now. I've added, like, here we go with the upgrades. I added the shooter shackles. I added the T boxes, or Z boxes, which were neat at first, but I've learned that they just added too much slop to it, so I took them out. But yeah, the leafers and the linkers are 2 totally different worlds.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about a comp? Is it from participating in one? How much % of winning or doing good is it on the driver instead of the truck?
Oh, it seemed to me it was almost all on the driver.
Really?
Hitting your gates, being creative when you hit your gates to be able to, and I think it was gates in time, but being a heavier, narrow truck, the Trail Finder tank, it's some of the side hilling, it can be iffy.
Yeah.
So most of it seems to be on the driver. And if you get creative, all they care is that you go through the gates. They don't care how. So there was a few times where I knew I was going to have trouble making the turn at the top, like this, up and down. So instead of driving up, I backed up through the gate and then drove out.
Okay.
Instead of rolling over or hitting the gate trying to drive up the hill, I backed up, went around it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of guys don't understand with those competition and gates. Mind you, if you go around, you might lose time, but just taking a long time to climb that hill and get to the gate, you're going to lose time also. So
Yep.
If a gate is not directional, you can hit that gate pretty much up or down. So that's a good idea,
absolutely.
and I've used that a lot.
Yep.
So would you say a upgraded truck in the hands of somebody that doesn't know how to drive well is not going to really be an advantage compared to a skilled driver behind the wheel of a stock truck?
I think a skilled driver with a stock truck would definitely outdo a newbie with the best of the best.
Okay, that's how I feel myself. Yes.
I mean, I've seen Tank with his super incline with his trail finder. It was your trail finder that made it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And other guys hit that with faster, more capable trucks, and they couldn't make it. And Frank knew right where to hit that incline to keep his trail finder planted to get up it.
Well, to me also, it's not how well, it could be how good your truck is. It does help you, but it's knowing your truck and knowing the strength and weakness of your truck and how to attack a hill. That's the big thing I find in a comp. So it's getting used to your truck and getting used how it does, and how far can you go on that incline before it actually starts tipping.
Right.
So to me, that's the biggest thing. But yes, I've seen some guys here. They're awful drivers. Sorry if they're listening. But they have some very neat truck and very capable truck. But for the love of God, I don't know where they've learned how to drive.
Yep.
But they're having fun. That's all that cares. That's
right. That is true.
That's it. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to do real well because most of those guys, when I went down to the one I went to, they were veterans for that trail. They knew it really well. But I had so much fun, even just after I made it through my gate, just stepping back and watching other people come up the hill with the different rigs and the different styles. That was as much fun as actually driving it. If I broke, I would have had just as much fun watching.
Yeah, Legweg, he posted a question earlier. Well, not a question, but a comment saying that the TRX4, he says, with a good pair of foams in there, the TRX4 stock tires are pretty good. So I don't know if anybody here has one, but I don't know much about it.
I will tomorrow.
They're fairly knobby. Okay.
And another question he asked is, has anyone ever upgraded I'm running on two monitors here. So has anybody ever upgraded a part and then realized that part was no good and then took it off and went back to the other part?
I wouldn't say, yes, but I wouldn't say the part was no good. It was just overkill. And I liked it better without it. And that would be adding the Z boxes or the T boxes to the leafs. It gave it killer articulation, but it was almost too much, and it gave it a lot of torque lean. When you hit the gas, it would just really. So I took them out and I did something different: a 59-cent O-ring mod versus a $50 T-box mod, and they're in a drawer down below here now.
Okay.
I think that's the only one I've swapped back out. Yeah.
I did upgrade a part that I regretted. It was I bought a part from SSD, extra wide rear axle kit for the Yeti because I was trying something crazy with my Yeti and I had 8th scale power in it. So I asked them, would it take it? And they said, yeah. I bought it, and one good run, the tires were kind of wobbling. So I pulled the shafts out. They were bent. Put my old axles back in, and they're still in the truck right now and working. So I just kind of spent money to find out that the product didn't work,
Yep.
Yeah, and once you've bought it, there's nothing much you can do other than try to sell it to somebody. But if it didn't work for you, it's kind of me. I wouldn't try to sell it to somebody if it's not good. So it's kind of putting it there in a drawer and leaving it there. But I know some guys that would actually sell it to somebody else. Here, buy that. I I don't like it. It's a piece of shit, and I want to try to get my money back.
No, I use it as a scale item now. It just kind of throw it in the roof rack or something.
I've given extra parts like that away. Here, you want to try this? Try this. Mailed it off. Forgot who I
Yeah,
needed.
true. Yeah, because you could say it didn't work for me, but it could work for you.
Right, right. But I'm not going to try to sell it to him. I mean, like, here, it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. And if he doesn't like it, then he's stuck with it. Now, what's he going to do with it? It's just better to, good karma. Send it on. Let somebody else try it.
Yeah.
Just like this kid I lost interest in right now. I almost thought of selling it, but then I said, you know what? Maybe I'll get back at it. You can go out and buy the thing brand new, build it yourself for what it would cost. Even if I sold it for less than I paid for it, to ship it somewhere, it's going to cost them more than if they just went right to Boom Racing and bought it.
Okay. Me, I've bought lots of the light kits or LEDs, winch, a bunch of other things. They're still in the package. They're not. I just bought them because they were on special, or I got a good deal, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to use it later." But they're still in the package, just waiting for me to install them.
Yep, I've got a few things like that around here somewhere.
Like this guy builds. This guy builds a winch. This one, nope, that's my police light, spare police light. But I bought a big winch from a buddy. That's not it either. Too many bags, too many things.
Got to go on your 6x6.
I gotta get a. This actually would work in the 6x6. This would pull a 6x6. This is actually an AOK winch controller. So this guy makes awesome winch controller, and this winch is actually a servo winch.
Oh yeah.
But this thing can pull like crazy amount of weight. But what's nice with this thing also, it has a little push thing. So you push on it, and then you can just freely pull your winch out. So it's a heck of a lot quicker.
Freewheel it.
And then when you release it, it's actually locked and it won't go nowhere. So that's a really neat winch.
Is the trick to that one mounting it?
Yeah, the trick to and I want to put this in my SCX-10 not SCX-10 my original SCX-10. But the problem with it is exactly that, the mounting. Right now, my winch is actually mounted in the front underneath the battery tray. But for me to mount this, I got to do a whole new system, but that's actually going to be sideways because the winch is at the side and the mounting for this is here. So,
right.
And also if I mount this underneath the hood, I need to get to this pin. So I'm going to need something to hold on to this pin and extend the pin a little farther out of the body so I can actually push on this and
right.
shout fast. So
I see a lot of those style winches mounted in the rear for rear winches because there's more room to mount it. But
that's true.
Or they mount it in the rear and pull the wire, the cable all the way up to the front on the Fairleads. But you still have the same problem.
Cable through something.
What was that?
You can run the cable through something also through the chassis so it doesn't catch on or rub on anything.
Right,
like
a little
piece of
tube
piping or something.
An antenna tube type thing.
Yep.
Yep.
That's going to be a cool little winch once I install it. And another place I need a winch, or I want to put a winch, is on my Beast. So the Beast is friggin' heavy, and that would be awesome for that.
Can you guys see this piece right here that I'm showing?
Looking down on a roof rack? Oh, wait, that. No.
Oh, hold on. I'll present to everybody, Dave. Hold on. Present to everyone. Okay, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Bumper.
The bumper mount?
Wouldn't that mount that winch like right up front behind the bumper?
No, it's mounted. Yes, but the winch would be pointed sideways.
Okay.
Because when you look at this winch, or how that winch is, I'll show you real quick. Present to everybody. So if I mount this on your winch going this way on your bumper, the way this is, the winch is actually pointing to the side.
It couldn't go forward with those rollers on there against the rollers?
No, No, because your two holes are pointing down.
Like a regular servo.
I mean, if
like
you flipped it upwards.
Well, if I
mounted it that way, yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess if you mount it this way, but then it wouldn't be right in the center of the truck. It would kind of look weird coming out, unless I build another 2 rollers to bring it to the center.
A little fair lead in the front bumper or something like that.
Yeah.
And then
I just said that because I don't need that piece if you need it. That's a Vanquish piece. It's like an older piece they made.
Oh yeah.
It's aluminum.
Nice. Aluminum bumper mounts are a good upgrade.
So you bought a piece of Vanquish bumper mounts and you didn't even buy it? Do you know how much?
No, I didn't buy it. I did. You know me. I do swap meets, and a guy that worked at Hobbytown with me, he had a full Vanquish truck that they stripped, and all he had was the chassis, and he was like, "Give me $20 for this chassis," and it was a Vanquish bumper mount on it. he forgot and left it on there. I think it cost about $20 maybe.
Oh yeah, easy.
Now, Frank, your trail finder, is that still got the you left it bone stock. You didn't even do anything with the motor on it, right? As far as the motor drop.
No, I did not do the motor drop on this. I'm still actually running the same shocks. It's got the same shocks it came with.
Yep, mine too.
So still got the same motor, same transmission. I didn't drop anything. I just learned to live with it and learn how to drive it more than anything. So
I don't know if you can see how much. Let me swap this camera around. Come on, turn around.
What are the difference with the internal spring shocks? Like, aren't those internal spring shocks?
I believe they are. I don't even think they got oil in them.
No, it's just a spring. I've had these apart. It's just a spring in there.
Or do they ride differently than the external spring?
I don't have any external. I do. I have external springs on the SCX10, and I don't think I ever paid that much attention. I think the external spring ones. I think it all depends on how much money you spend on them.
Okay.
But these original ones like he's got on his seem to do just fine for what I got. There's the motor, Frank. See how low it is?
Yeah, I see that.
That helped a lot when I was doing that comp, having that weight down low. The other 3 trail finders that were there, I had all the motors up in the stock position, and I could see the difference when we were going up hills as far as how much more my nose stayed down than theirs. And I didn't even have the weight of a winch up front.
Yeah, so if people that are watching watch his servo and where the motor is, and I'll show you mine.
Yep.
Where mine is to comparison. So I got so there's my servo, and that's how high my motor sits.
Yep. What did you make those fender wells out of?
They're the one that came from RC 4-wheel drive.
Oh, I remember you doing that video now. That's right.
Now, where's your battery sit in the back?
The battery sits in the back here, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like across the back here.
Yeah.
I switched my battery to the back too. When I first bought mine, the battery was mounted to the front, and I found it was very top heavy in the front.
Okay. And I have a servo on mine to actually change the transmission. How his is set up, he's probably got, on his original trail finder, not the red one, he's got just a bar or something locking this, that it doesn't move.
Yeah, I just have the servo in place with it locked in whatever speed I want it in.
Okay.
Yep. This one here's, I stripped the bolt on one of these T-boxes, so I can't remove it from the frame. So I ended up just cranking all the bolts that are on there down tight, so they're actually just locked in position now. But I still get pretty good lift with it. I'm running the stock SCX 10 wheels and tires on this one. Like you said, they're pretty good.
See, that's one thing I find with Flex. A lot of people like Flex. Me, I don't. I find that Flex is actually bad, especially when you start doing a side hill, because as soon as you go side hill and your shocks are too soft, then it's going to go even more in an angle, and then because you have too much flex, it wants to go more. So
Yeah.
if you're low to the ground and you don't have flex, it's going to try to stay on the ground. So
Yep.
flex is a good thing, but not a good thing on all the things.
Well, those are the $50 parts I told you I don't use anymore. I locked them down, or took them off the other one. It was way too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people, they change the location of these shocks. Me, I left it where they are. I didn't give it more, so still running the same axles.
Mine are the same. Same thing.
The only thing I did on this, actually, different or upgrade, is I put the CVDs. And the reason I put CVDs on there is because I actually broke it. So once I broke the cup, I decided, okay, I might as well upgrade. I might as well spend the next extra $10 and put the CVDs in there.
I might actually even have the one I broke here.
I do too. I actually showed it, I think, on the last RC talk I had.
I got a whole pile of
showing the difference.
Stuff.
Too many parts.
Plastic drive shaft.
Yeah, and how come we keep our broken parts, eh?
Right? I don't know. I got a whole.
You never know. You might have to use it for something else.
That's right. Kind of like battle scars, you know. You
got a whole bunch of broken parts, or parts that, like right here, my CVDs. I know one of them's no good. I know it, but here they are in the bag. I still have them.
Yeah, but one of them is good. The other one is not.
Right. One isn't one. But since I put the CVDs in like you did, I haven't had a problem. But here I am keeping them.
Yeah. One thing I like is because I live so close to GCM Racing, and sometimes I go to his shop where he makes his stuff, and sometimes he has some aluminum parts that are no good, like this. So that's from one of his transfer case. So what I did is I took it from him and I said, "You're going to throw that," because it was actually in his garbage bin. So I go rummage through his garbage bin and find scale item, and like that I put them on my desk and so on. And he goes, "You're going to keep that?" I go, "Yeah, it looks good in my garage."
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's a piece of a transfer case.
You could sell them as scale accessories.
Yeah, that's what he should do. He should take he should do a bag of scale accessories that you can put in the back of your truck or whatever, and sell them for $5 or whatever aluminum would cost.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're parts that are no good, but they look good on the scale garage.
Right.
So I'm guessing I'm not the only one that looks at everyday items and wonders how you can use them as a scale accessory.
Nope.
Like this
Before
right
you
here.
throw anything away.
Anybody recognize this?
little shaving razor holder.
Yeah, absolutely. And this will work on the roof of a TF2 from the windshield to the back, perfect as a roof rack. Put things in. Painted one up, tried it out. I mean, I don't keep hundreds of them, just the one. But I looked at it and I went, hey, that might make a cool roof rack.
And
I haven't mounted it yet.
See this guy. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to present to everybody. Hold on. So in this truck, I have the guy that you buy from RC 4-wheel drive. So he's there almost holding his steering wheel, but almost as if he hit a bump, but he's there, but he doesn't have any legs. So what I did is, when I mentioned, I took the skeleton guy and I glued the skeleton onto his body. So now he got prosthesis or what do you say that in English again?
Prosthetics.
Prosthetic legs, yeah.
And that should count for scale points. You got a full driver.
Yes, for a full. This counts now for a full body, not a half one. So it's a full scale point. And for that, for my truck, last time I built these guys.
Crutches.
Yeah, the crutches.
So these are made from styrene, and I just bend them and heat it up a little bit and bend it, and that's going to go in the truck, or I'm just going to glue it in the back with the rest of the truck, the stuff. But I got some scale item in the back that is just glued there.
Oh,
so,
that's funny. Look.
Tow cable.
The same one.
So I'm just going to glue that in the back of the truck and say, well, that's just to complete my guy and that truck, anyways. So he's now got crutches.
Anybody here got a SCX 10-2 kit?
Wait. Hey, you got the almost same thing I do in your truck.
Yeah, I got these from Hobby. The new SCX 10-2 kit.
Did you get any of the little ammo boxes, the axial ammo boxes with it?
These ones?
Awesome.
Where are they at?
Right here. John.
Yeah, let me show you something I did with it. Hold on, let me go to the camera.
I know. You already showed me.
Can you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
Nah.
All right, I'll use this
There's something dangling out of it.
So I took that switch, I put holes in the bottom. You pop it open, you got your light switch in there.
Oh,
nice.
Sweet.
That's working out pretty good.
That's
what
perfect.
should do it.
This
That's
right
a
here,
good idea.
weed whacker string. My CB antenna.
What were you showing, Kagan?
Oh, it's just a switch in a bag.
Okay.
Thanks for the idea. I'll be doing that soon.
Yeah, right.
What about you, Josh? What were you showing?
Oh, this right here, the CB antenna. That's weed whacker string.
That's a good idea.
Oh wow, okay. I know what you're saying now. Now that's tight.
Little red paint and
okay.
drilled a hole and glued it in the bumper there, and it's pretty good. I mean, they get $18 for a scale one or so on different places.
Yeah, I was thinking about like twining guitar string or something. I might try that. That's a good idea. That is a good idea.
Well, GCM
it worked out pretty good.
What GCM Racing uses for his is actually piano strings.
Not guitar, piano. Okay.
Yeah, piano string.
Really?
Because you've got some that are pretty much they're really stiff and they're very flexible. Compared to guitar string, they're a little too soft. I guess it depends on the string.
He twines them together, like braids them together.
I bought a metal one and put on
Does
my
he
blue
braid
truck.
two
I'm not a
together?
fan of it. I like. Yeah, he must twist them together, right?
What did you use, Kagan?
That's a stirring stick for coffee with a piece of fishing line glued down into it and a spring from a lighter.
Nice.
Into the bumper.
Clever, very clever.
You don't have to pay. You don't have to pay $20 to buy a scale item. You can make it out of their household stuff.
Yep, just gotta be bored one evening, look around.
Oh, all the time. I saw this piece of weed whacker string. I'm like, let me try that. Worked out just fine.
Really?
Yeah, that was
Find
good.
them in the yard all the time.
Yeah, I mean, how many of us, when you weed whack and all of a sudden it runs out and the last 4 inches goes flying?
Yeah.
Then you just end up throwing it away. I didn't. I grabbed it and I brought it in right away and tried it out.
Yeah.
I got the little wooden eye loops that I put on the top of the bed sides for anchor points too. I don't know if I can get those on there. Right here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Picture frame hangers or whatever they are.
That's what I was gonna ask you. That's what they are? Okay.
I think so, yeah. They're just a little little eye loop in it with the little. Here, let me take one out.
Screw at it. It's a screw with like a loop at the top, kind of sort of.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Yeah.
Because the ones they give you to put on the outside of the bed, the hooks you glue around the edges, I lost all those in the woods.
Right.
So this right here.
Yep.
Cool. Did you guys make your own pull ball yet?
That's next on my list. I'm gonna have to get me a torch so I can follow along.
I just gotta get a winch first.
Yeah, we have Jahmen RC that's with us.
Hey,
What's going on?
Hey fellas, what's happening?
Hey, Jahmen.
Oh, that's you.
Just chit
How you
chat.
getting?
Oh, looks like
Okay,
Kagan.
what-
Did you make it, Kagan?
No, I bought it. RC four-wheel drive.
Okay.
I wish I could make that.
So she stays there. Okay, she might stay there. What are we chewing the fat about?
Accessories.
Pardon me, Jahmen?
things we were gonna throw. Things we're gonna throw away.
Yeah. We're talking about spending money on RCs and what to do, save money, and what upgrades people should do on their truck, and if they should do upgrades on their trucks.
Oh, so necessary upgrades.
Well, necessary, yes. And to me, a necessary upgrade is when the part breaks, or if you want to augment the performance of a truck.
I agree. I don't think it's wrong or needs to be upgraded until it's broken.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, I'm not the type of guy that has it to be able to stockpile parts and stuff like that, Someday. But I kind of feel like that you should kind of buy smart and buy smart one time. When something breaks and you do go for the upgrade, you should go for the best. There's no sense of having to spend money on the same part over and over again.
Yep. And that's where a lot of people, like I see them with their Slash, and they go and upgrade the Slash with aluminum parts. There's a guy here down the street, he took his Slash and he's basically got all the parts upgraded to aluminum. The towers, the A-arms, everything is aluminum. To me, that's a mistake, because aluminum bends but doesn't bend back compared to plastic.
Right.
That's bad.
True indeed. But some of the plastic ones would constantly break, like the towers and things like that. I have a Rustler that I'm starting to completely alloy out myself, man. And I want to see how it runs. I want to see what, the weight, if it is more durable than some of the harder composite plastics that are out there.
If you're going to upgrade to plastic, but RPM. RPM arms, RPM towers, everything RPM is good for the simple reason is if it breaks, and it will, because plastic does break, they're warranted for life. You
Well,
take
it does, but that bends my purpose of going all alloy. They don't make alloy parts, do they?
Yeah, no, they don't make alloy parts. They make plastic parts. But pretty much all the parts you need, they make them.
Right on.
A lot of people.
That's what's on there now.
They make A-arms, they make everything. And if your part actually breaks, you just send them a picture or proof that it's broken, and they'll send you a new part by mail.
Never even read that fine print.
Me neither.
It's lifetime warranty on RPM.
Me neither. I'm like, I wish I had another phone. I'm like, where's RPM again?
Yeah, they do that. A lot of guys that do aluminum, there is a place for aluminum, like on Slashes and Rustlers. Guys that do on-road don't want the flex that plastic gives because they're going at so high of a speed. They want that car to steer completely straight, no flex, no roll. So sometimes an on-road car that's not going to be bashed, it's an okay thing if you're looking for that rigidity.
You just don't
absolutely.
On a basher, sometimes you want that A arm to give a little bit, or it's going to bend, like Tank said. You know, that can happen.
Well,
And when aluminum bends, it stretches, so it's hard to you can't get it back. You know what I'm saying?
keep the conformity, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Some of them short course tracks, man, I tell you, man, they put a hurting on a RC, man.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're learning, like, and that's why I want to do that to that rustler. Even just having the back end parts I have alloy now makes a ton of world of difference. Since the tread down into the tire more, less spin, it's amazing.
Got a little more weight with that alloy too.
Yeah,
man.
Man.
Definitely.
And you know what? Not for nothing, I was even able to put some scale accessory parts on my rustler, man. I did. I put, you know, where the radiator goes in the back, I cut the radiator that you get from axle in half, and I put that on there, glued it, and then I put on a gas tank.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Boom, there you go, scale accessories.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's it, man. Turn that rusty into something beautiful.
Yeah, a few years back, some people they saw my post, they saw my trail, and they said, "Hey, we'll come down to your trail, but how does a slash and a rustler do on your trail?"
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So I said, "You can bring it, but you'll get to some places, but there's some stuff you won't be able to." He goes, "Oh, you'll be surprised. You'll see." Like, he lasted 30 minutes, not even. Like, yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah, that's not that.
No.
Never does. Although I give credit for some of the fellows that when they do lose, you know, an axle or something, that do stay on the trail with two wheels for a minute. You know what I mean? I've seen guys definitely do that in comp. I'm giving credit for that. That takes some skill.
Yeah. We had the.
So did you guys already?
Sorry?
Say again?
I was about to say we had a Tonka pole here a while back, and I had some Tonkas, and the guy actually brought his rustler and he brought his slash, and he was trying to pull it just like our SCX-10 would, and he wasn't going far because his diffs weren't locked, and he doesn't have the weight. It's a basher. So he didn't do too good, but it was fun to watch and funny to watch also. So it's cool.
Right on. So you guys buy? I got a question. Do you guys have a problem with buying accessories, or if there was a possibility of making something from scratch, would you guys go that route?
Right when you tuned in, we were talking about.
Oh yeah, and the reason being is, I think we can do both. I had some people send me some really cool homemade accessories when over the time that I wasn't on and I was battling my crew, and I tell you, they're awesome, and they scale and they fit, and they're no different from the ones that I would buy on a website, and I couldn't believe it. And so I was against it at first.
Limited edition.
Yeah, like right when you came on, we were talking about the CB antennas. I know one of us has got a coffee stir and what was it? A piece of wire?
Yeah, a coffee stir, a spring from a lighter, and a piece of fishing string on the top.
Yep.
I was talking.
I use a piece of string trimmer line for mine.
On my desk, I have an old player. It's an old, not an MP3 player, but a media player from Arcos, and it's about 10 years old now. But I use it as a plasma. But I needed a keyboard and a mouse, so what I did is I use a piece of wire, and I use some styrene, but I actually made a keyboard. So I printed a piece of paper, very small, and I did a keyboard, and I also did a little mouse for it. So this is all handmade, and it's actually goes on my desk, and it's a keyboard and mouse for that plasma that I have there.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's ingenuity. Wow.
And another thing that I found in the, you know, those eggs with chocolate, not
That
cranberry.
you get around Easter?
Hey,
The Kinder
Blackberry
ones?
egg?
yeah,
They're
Kinder.
illegal in the U.S. supposedly, but
Kinder. So I found this little car in the Kinder.
Yeah, my kids just had a whole bunch of that stuff.
So it's kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
very small and very very. Here, I'll put myself
yeah,
presenting.
they did
so
start selling them in the U.S., but they used to be banned in the U.S.
oh yeah, the Kinder.
Yeah.
They were a choking hazard for a long time.
So this is really cool,
don't
especially
carry
when
them.
I
We
start
still are.
making
Yeah, right.
pictures with this guy, and he's got him in his hand, or whatever. But like it's the right scale. It's like a 1/10 scale truck for him. So it's
I had the
perfect.
old
Oh,
micro.
cool. All you gotta get now is a transmitter, man, and turn it into
Yeah.
an RC.
Yeah, I could build one. And another thing I found in my son's toy is a handgun.
There you go.
Huh.
So now Tank's got a handgun.
Now you can defend the garage.
There we go.
Dad, have you seen my soldier's toy gun? No.
Rate the kid's toy gun.
One of Sata Rotor's videos, he shows how to make a little small RC controller transmitter.
That
Yeah.
guy's crazy.
Yeah, I've made a few.
Yeah,
Show you one?
he's as crafty as they come, man.
Yeah, the last one I saw, he's making a light. It's a light post with a little lantern. It's kind of cool.
I think he's up to
Amazing.
something big because I sent him the link for these. He didn't see them. These little mini RC 4-wheel drive boxes. And there was
Oh, cool.
like 7 or 8 different ones that they have on their website for you to download and print out.
Yeah.
And I think he said he's gonna have like 200 or 300 of them. I think he's making an RC warehouse, a scale warehouse.
Yeah,
But these little boxes were pretty neat.
he's
Yeah,
got
the-
everything that was the pallet. He's got the
Pallets, the
forklift.
forklift,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And the
He's
brick
got the
warehouse.
space too.
Yep. I
Yeah,
think he's up to that.
I wouldn't put it past him for what I've seen of him in his videos. I don't know the man, but it would be right up his crafty sleeve, I'm sure.
There you go. Look. Kagan's got a
Look at
little
Tank.
transmitter.
There's even this box. Can you see that? The
Cool.
6x6.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
printed
have
them
to
all
go.
out. I got that one. I got the Delan, whatever. I got the regular
Hold on.
TF2. Yeah, I printed them all out while they had them up on the website. And he went crazy, he said. He printed out a whole bunch of them.
Axial
That's what
did
you're
that
saying?
around Christmas, like not like 2016 or so, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still on the Axel's website, as far as I know.
Oh, they
Oh,
are?
they-
Okay.
Keegan, I saw that, brother. I was watching. I just couldn't speak. Right on, dude.
Boys. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's that,
Probably
Keegan?
some
What are you
plastic.
showing?
The RC radio.
Oh, you made it?
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
I can show you what I carved it out of.
You carved it?
Yeah, I carved it out of these little brackets that come on a fan, stabilizing brackets for a paddle fan for a ceiling fan.
Okay.
Oh,
Save them. I just carved that out of that, and then put a little wheel from one of those little skateboards and some spare screws into it and painted it.
There you go.
Nice, man.
What?
Nice.
Oh, who's the crafty one now? I digress.
I see.
Right on, brother. Good stuff, Keegan, right
Yeah,
there.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, the last GCM event that we did, I took some little cars and I did some trophies.
Yeah, those are cool.
So the guys, when they were finished, I gave out 3 trophies to the winners of the day.
Hey!
So I kept one.
Oh, those are cool, man.
Those micro machines?
Yeah, they were micro machines, again, that I found in my son's bin, but I can't find them no more, so I gotta look for more.
Hey, look at that semi, dude.
A mini Optimus Prime.
There you go.
Holy
He
cow.
actually transforms. But it's a little scale accessory now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if
Hey, is anybody else's phone blinking? Like going from screen to screen. It keeps going through this car with the light bar on it
Yes, mine's
in the middle of the screen. Yeah, okay. Just want to make sure. All right.
It's Grant's RC.
As long as I'm not alone, I feel fine.
Yeah, another thing.
Wow,
Another
man,
thing
nice
that,
work on the Optimus.
another thing that I found is this little jet. So that's on my desk also, and it's as if it's a little RC plane, and that's on my desk of stuff. So pretty much
got quite
anything
a
you
little
find out
RC
there.
shop.
Yeah.
That Big Mac.
The people I crawl with, they made this little hammer. It's a sledgehammer. So this is handmade with 2 pieces of wood. So this is 1 piece of wood, and this is another piece of wood. They just drilled a hole into it and painted it black. So they made a
Looks like one
sledgehammer.
of them big sledgehammers you use at the carnival to ring the bell.
Yeah.
So it's got glue on it right now, and that used to be on my my SCX-10. But since I chopped the back and I made a honcho kind of with it, I took it out, and now it sits on my bench.
Hey, can I take this opportunity to ask, I have to ask a question because I'm fuzzy about it. Tank RC, I don't know, we've never been formally introduced, and I've been texting and sharing comments, and I believe in a couple of them I called you Tank. And I don't think that is your name. So I'm going to have to go back and find them, and I want to apologize in advance for doing that. But I'm not thinking your name is Tank. I'm correct in saying, right?
Well, I won't make you go, but on my YouTube channel, on the About, it actually says it why I'm called the Tank. Because my name in French is François, which is basically in English Frank. So my nephews could not say Frank in English when they were younger, so they were always calling me, "Hey, Uncle Tank, Uncle Tank." So the name stuck till that. So I've been using it for whatever. Every time I'm on the internet, I'm Frank the Tank. So
right on. Okay. All right. So now I don't feel so bad.
So it's the Tank RC, but it's basically Frank if you don't know how to write François. But it's I'm French with a name like that. Of course, I'm French.
Cut it out, not you.
So it's basically the Tank RC, and for so long I did not have a tank. So everybody's saying, "Oh, you do tanks?" I go, "No, I don't. I don't even own a tank. I have a whole bunch of RCs, but no, I don't have a tank. But now I do. I bought one about 1.5 years ago. So it's fun."
Right on.
Well, gentlemen, I wish you guys all a good evening. I gotta get up early tomorrow morning.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not too far behind you, pal.
Thanks for dropping by, Grant.
Oh,
Yes, indeed.
I enjoy this. I learned a lot of stuff from you guys. So.
Take it easy.
Right on. See you later, brother. Don't know that feeling.
Yeah, with the name thing, for the longest time, I was calling Sator. I was referring to Sator Rotes as Sator, only to find out his name is Pascal.
Yeah. I learned that early on with him too. He's cool, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's good company. So
Okay.
Frank, I wanted to ask or show you on the rear of your trail finder.
Yeah.
I built some anchor points out of leaf spring hangers that I had kicking around. You recognize this part from the leaf spring hangers?
Yeah.
Well, they fit perfectly. Hold on, let me turn my camera around again. They fit perfectly across the back cross member. And then you just take a couple little hooks and now you got, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe not because I painted it black, but there's some anchor points right here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Good idea.
So it's mounted to the chassis. So I had guys tug on it really good with their winches and their STX10s, and they didn't budge.
Cool.
Good use of extra parts that I just had kicking around.
Good idea. And Kagan, you were showing your truck flexing there for a second.
Yep.
It was.
I feel like
So, Jahmen, what are you working on lately?
me. I just got done with the body, putting on that body, and then I just, like I said, working on my rustler a little bit, putting some alloy parts on that, and my little one has got her first buggy, and let me get it down. I got her one of those Desert Eagle 3s.
Yeah.
But I colored it, and I changed the name, and I changed. It's going to have lights. You know, if you guys can see it, it's green, yellow, and red, and it's going to be called the Rastafari Ride. Rastafari Ride. So that's what I've been working on. I gave it a light bar, which doesn't come with it. These buckets are different, and I have some red aluminum beadlock I'm throwing on them.
Nice.
I also got the red iodized trailing arms from a Yeti. I'm going to put back on. Sorry, Yeti Junior. That I'm going to be putting back on there.
Well, just keep in mind. Just keep in mind that all the parts for the twin hammers basically fit on that. So it's basically a replica of a twin hammer.
Right. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to give it its own identity.
Okay. Good idea.
Even though you can't really do that. Because the Yeti looks the same too, you know. But I just love that look, man. I really do. I'm like guys, I don't know if you know this, but I'm under a year into the hobby. I'm coming up on 9 months or so. So I'm as newbie as they come.
Doing
that's
just
why
fine.
I love getting involved in it. Say again?
Say you're doing just fine.
Thank you.
It's an
I
addiction,
appreciate it. Well, it's
right,
because of guys like you.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? If you guys didn't come on and express your ideas and you put it on film, so you can go back and rewind, everything would go in one ear and out the other. That's just how I operate. However, due to the fact that I'm interested, my attention level seems to stick with it. So you know how that goes. Selective learning.
Yeah, this year I'm planning on doing a little bit more how-to videos or upgrade videos and things like that. They seem to be catchy, and they seem to. I like receiving comments from people saying that it either helped them or whatever. On my PolPal video, somebody says get rid of that water spot on the lens, because there's one time where I actually heated up, and then when I threw water on it, this steam just came up, and there's a drop of water that went on the lens. I didn't notice that, so I kept filming. I did clean it after a while, but he just found it annoying. He goes, "It's my attention to deficit, and it's that drop that keeps driving me crazy." So it was funny. But,
yeah, it's funny. You do your best to do a video like that, and there's always one or two that have something to say. I mean, completely trashing or turning around what you did to make it their way. The one or two videos I've done, for the most part, the comments overall were good, but I get a few people like, "Oh, you don't know crap. You should have just done this, and you would have been all set." I'm like, I wasn't aiming to tell everybody how to do it. This is just what I did and how
That's
I
good.
did it. That's why I don't do a whole lot of YouTube how-tos.
It's funny, since you said that, it's kind of some of the reasons why I haven't done maybe too many real in-depth how-to or instructor videos, due to the fact that my knowledge isn't that extensive. I'd hate to put a mistake on film for a youngster, or then it would give an opportunity for someone to really dump on me. It's kind of hard to have a relationship with the world on YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
Nobody told me how to do that one. So
yeah,
I just, my content I do throw out there on my channel has been rather limited due to the fact that I've got a 7-year-old watching me half the time too. So it's, there's not much swearing and all that kind of stuff, which I wanted anyway, but the content I want to be strong. I just want to show people that you don't have to be dropping $800 to $600 on a rig. You can do it for blue collar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can do it on a budget, and that's what I've been trying to put to the forefront with my channel.
Well, I like the fact that you let people know that you're fresh in the hobby and you're not just out there making videos and pretending like you know more than you do.
Yeah.
I can respect that. The fact that you say, hey, dudes, I'm new, but I want to record my adventures in RC. That's what you're doing. You're documenting your journey. And that's what I love about this. You know what I'm saying? You'll grow and you'll learn more and more as you go. You know what I'm saying? And then your videos will just get better and better and better. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed. I appreciate it. And a lot of it too is I think that like what you're doing here, I don't want to say his name right, but I don't know how to say it in French.
Francois.
Frank, okay, I'll just say it. Without this, these type of things that you're doing are something I think people should do more of. It's right here as a learning room for a lot of people, and I'm using it as such. And people wouldn't be able to come as far as they are in a short period of time if it wasn't for the caring community that this hobby does have, because it's out there.
Yeah.
I learned that straight away, real quick.
Yeah, cool. Those are very nice things you're saying. Thanks a lot. And that's a reason why I do these also, and I try to get you guys to chit chat and come with me and have these talks, because that's the only way this hobby is going to grow. I learn things from you guys. I learn things from people all the times on YouTube, and I have no problem speaking in front of the cameras. I know that Satorodaz is very good, but he doesn't speak in front of the camera. So there's a couple things that he did that I'm going to redo, and I'm going to say at the beginning of the video, I saw him do it, so I'm going to do it, but I'm going to actually show you. But I'm going to speak and do step by step to actually show how it's done. So a couple videos like that I want to do, and I appreciate some of the comments that you're saying.
That's how
I did
with that motor drop video I made. I saw at the end of one of Medic's videos, he mentioned a quick blurb that his buddy did the motor drop, but that was the end of it. They didn't get into it. They didn't say how he did it. And so I took, having 2 trail finders, I experimented on one, figured it out, and then made that video on the other. And I think I've got like 10,000 views on it. But wow. Yeah, same thing. I liked figuring it out and then putting it to work, and I said a few times, this is where I saw this done. I'm no professional. This is how it works for me.
Right on. Well, let me throw this out there too. So, even though I don't have anything against how anybody spends their money, like I don't want to say that, like, oh man, I'm not against that at all. If you have it and you can get a good rig right on, I just want to make it possible, or let it be known as possible for the little guy that you can have some fun too and not have to spend that amount of money.
Yep.
That's all. Well, listen, if I had the finances, I'd be going getting a Capo Ace 1 immediately. So trust me when I tell you, I've got my fantasies too.
Well, like Frank said in the beginning, you get a stock slash, You don't have to do anything to it to have fun. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them hanging in here that are pretty much the way they came 4 years ago, and they're still fun.
Still
Nothing
running,
major
right?
upgrade. Yep, and I got two rustlers in here that are 18 years old, maybe, still bone stock. They're fun to rip. I've got a video on my YouTube channel of a bone stock rustler from when they first came out against a Slash of today, both 2-wheel drive, and it hangs right in there with it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I could see that.
This RC talk kind of came in at 50-50 in my opinion, because when people look at this or who haven't watched it live, we actually talked about how stock vehicles are wonderful and they're good and you can get by and have fun with them. But throughout this entire RC talk, we did enjoy talking about how those upgrades do make it a little bit more fun.
Oh, you're not lying there. You're absolutely right.
Or a lesson learned on spending the money on the upgrade only to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
No, you're right about that.
Well, there's so many different things you can do. Just like I picked up a 2 Slash, and in the box of the Slash body there was this HPI E10 drifter and half built, and I finished the build, and that's what came out with. So this is my little Jeep drifter that I have, and this thing is just a hoot to boot and to have fun on the road. And I put a scale driver in there. Mind you, he's on the wrong side, but he's still driving. I think I got to feed him or something because he's kind of skinny on the skinny side.
Are his legs in another vehicle? Frank, are his legs in another vehicle?
No, he's got full legs.
Oh, he's got the. I thought maybe you took his legs off and put them on your other one.
No. His legs are in there. He's fully. Oh, there's his foot. You can see it there, way down at the bottom near the gas pedal. So
I took one of Frank's ideas for making a shock builder. Doesn't look as pretty as his, but I was dropping shocks and spilling oil all over the place.
Oh, you did try it? Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, and it worked. It works. It's not as pretty as his, but it.
Oh no, but it's definitely functional.
Absolutely functional.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Oh wow.
My wife wanted to know what I was doing running off with 4 clothespins. Yep.
Yeah, but she was wondering what you were doing with it.
Yeah, well, she goes, "Where are you going with 4 clothespins in your hobby room?" I go, "Don't you worry about it." I said, "I saw something. I want to try it."
I'm hanging banners.
So here's the one I made, and there is a little video on my channel. So I use Tamiya paint. That's probably why mine looks better.
Yeah, probably. I had a cheap Vertrex can kicking around.
So basically, you drill a hole, and I shoe-glued these onto there, and like that, when you build a shock, you actually have something that actually holds it. And it's cheap, it works, and there's still paint in this can actually, so I can still use the can. But now we got something to hold our.
Fill in your shock oil so they don't tip over. They hold your shock shafts.
Yep. That was a good video.
Wait a minute. Can someone demonstrate? That's the first time I've seen one of those.
Well,
how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You guys threw the line out, man.
Let me put that down a little bit. Point it down to the truck. And let me present to everybody. So, this is the shock tower. Problem with shocks is when you have them, if you put oil in them, you have to take it apart. So now first thing you do is you actually take your bottom off of it, and then you can take your springs out. Take the spring out. So now I have the shock. Now, if I take the cap off, Did I put this on too tight? Yeah, I'm gonna need pliers. I have shock pliers. $30 for this friggin' plier, Team Lozy plier.
Wow. I think he paid for the Lozy name.
Yeah. So now I'm unscrewing the cap, and there's oil in there. The problem is, if I have this shock and I want to put oil in it, I have to hold it all the time, or lean it against something, or whatever. But sometimes when you lean it on something, it always ends up falling. So what this does is that you can actually take it and actually put it either in a small little hole, and it holds it like that, and then you got both hands free, and you can do 4 shocks at the same time. Or you can bring it all the way down to here on the big part
and bleed it,
and then you can actually go up and down. Especially these shocks don't have the little plastic bubble, so you do have to, when you fill your shock, push it all the way up until you actually see the oil, because air will take its place, and then you actually screw everything back on. But it just holds the shock while you're working on it. That's the reason why this is made.
I saw on Harley News this week they have a vacuum chamber for bleeding or getting the air bubbles out of your shocks. You just stick it in a little vacuum chamber and it sucks the air out of the chamber and sucks the air out of your shocks quicker.
Cool.
And interesting.
Wow.
Probably big bucks.
Hold on.
Oh yeah,
I gotta go and
powered off battery too. For racers, I think.
But there's a video on my YouTube channel. There's a video on my YouTube channel that shows me while I'm building this, so it's very easy to do.
Even I can do it.
Thanks for the demo, man. Wow. Hold on, I gotta go and scrape the top of my head off the ceiling. I just got blown away. That is amazing.
I was in the middle of getting ready to do shocks for, I forgot which one of my kits, and he posted that link, and I went, "Oh, I can do this in just a couple of minutes." Whipped it up, and I did all. I had it set up and did all 4 shocks at the same time. Filled them up, bled them, got the air out, capped them all up, done.
Hey Tank, why don't you put a link to the video in the chat box so he can go to it?
Yeah, could do that. Yeah, on the side there's a chat thing. We'll see it. If I can find it. There it is. Poor man shock stand.
I'm down with it just for the name, the title.
Look, he's already got the paint can.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm ready. I'm about to get one going right now.
That's what's up.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hosting, Frank. I got to call it a night. I got a busy day tomorrow.
Sounds good. It's been 2 hours anyways. We're going to cut this short. We can stay in chat. We can stay in chat, but we are going to stop the live broadcast.
You take it easy, man.
Yeah, you guys too. Tomorrow, I'll have my TRX4, providing I don't miss FedEx.
Did you get the sunburst or the red?
I went with the sunburst.
Nice.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah, that whole style, the sunburst style, really stuck with me. I like it. The red isn't bad either, and I can see me getting a clear body at some point and doing something different.
Yeah.
But that sunburst looked really good. I'm one of those, like, I bought it. I don't need it. I don't see me using it. Like, my stuff here sits a lot. I just like tinkering with it. So I'll probably buy it and then see what kind of scale accessories come out for it.
Do they offer a clear body for it yet? Do they offer a clear body version?
I haven't seen it yet. I've been reading people looking for it.
Okay.
But there's more on that body than just Lexan. Like the whole chrome strip down the side is a chrome strip.
Is the grill an actual piece?
Yeah, the grill's a whole nother piece. It's not a Lexan grill.
It's an insert. Okay.
The fenders aren't on the body anymore. They're on the truck.
Yep.
What are we speaking of?
TRX4.
The new TRX4 Bronco.
New track crawler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
79.
Bronco.
The old 70 style Bronco,
Yep.
80 style Bronco body.
Yeah, I mean, I've had
Sunset paint.
Absolutely
such good luck
beautiful.
with Traxxas.
Jahmen, did you get the link in the chat? In the video chat?
Let me see.
Should be within
Yeah,
this
it's
window.
there.
Okay.
It's there. It's there.
Okay. If you
Thank
can't
you.
find it, if you lose it, let me know. Send me an email or send me a little text or chat on one of my video and I'll repost it.
Is there a way for you to put down like those of us that are here now and have been here tonight, like a list of who was there so we can follow, subscribe if we don't already?
Yeah. Should be.
Yeah.
Or even like the
Putting
Google
everybody.
the Google Plus communities.
Yeah, what I'll do is as soon as this is finished in the comments, I'll copy paste the who logged on in the comments, not the comments, in the description of the video, who was on the chat.
Right. Very good.
Oh,
All right,
cool.
guys.
I just followed you, so it should be an update on there.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll hit you back. I know as soon as I unplug my phone, it's gonna die. But
thanks, Josh.
I'll post some updates tomorrow when I get my new rig. Like I said, I've had such good luck with Traxxas. I can't see this being a disappointment. So my slashes have had the tar beat out of them from just heavy bashing to the kid. I don't know if you guys got kids that play video games, but one of the biggest games on the planet right now is called Rocket League. It's soccer with cars, and we actually play that with our slashes. I throw a beater body on. We throw a little rubber kickball out there, set up some goals, and it's almost full-on demolition derby. And these things take it. So I can imagine a Traxxas crawler is going to be something impressive too.
Yeah. Cool.
Sounds like big fun.
Peace out, guys.
All right, take it easy.
Later.
Good night.
You too now.
Cool. So I'm gonna say a quick bye to the people that are actually watching online. We have these every Thursday, so if you want to jump in, the link is usually on my Facebook and also Google Plus. But if you want a private link, I can send you an email. It's the tankrc@gmail. Send me an email and I send you a link. Thanks for joining. We will see you next Thursday on RC Talk. Hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, comment below, and let us know what you want to talk about. And we can get a bunch of people and talk about a certain subject. Thanks for showing up.